Hey everybody, Matt Barton with this week's Broker Minute or Two. Hey, so you can see in the title of this is a trick question. Whose photos are they, right? So all of us know a little bit about this, that we shouldn't be using photos off the MLS unless we have permission. And sometimes the picture is a little more complex than even that, right? So just going up a layer, if you go and snatch a photo off the internet, there's a high probability that Getty Images may own that, and they are notorious for coming out, heavy-handed against people who are using their images without permission, without payment, and they will come after you for money. So this is kind of where this got it starting in our industry. It's like, well, if Getty can do that, we can do that too. And so we had a situation. I've asked the agent if I can share. I'm not going to use names. I'm not going to use brokerage names or anything like that, because we're all in this together, and sometimes we just don't know what we don't know. But in his situation, had a listing that had been previously listed, had some good photos on it, and initially he reached out to the agent at the other brokerage, said, "Hey, can I use your photos, and maybe we can come to a financial arrangement?" And in the words of the agent, he was told to screw off. There goes the spirit of cooperation, right? And so he actually reached out to the photographer who had actually taken the photos. And this is the part I wanted to drill down, and that's why this is a trick question, because everybody thinks, oh, it's owned by the other agent, or it's owned by the sellers, perhaps. Quite often, more likely than not, it's owned by the photographer, right? A lot of photographers have in their agreement when you sign up with them that they maintain the copyrights to those photos. And so even if you paid for them to come out and do a photo shoot and they gave you permission to use them on your listing, when that listing's done, they still own those photos, right? And there's a lot of details that go along with that, so don't beat me up if I don't have every detail. But in this situation, that is in fact what the case was. And so our agent reached out to the photographer. He said, yeah, you know what, here's the deal. I can sell you, photos one at a time, $30 for a photo. They're pretty good photos. Or if you want to buy the whole catalog, $650. Now, some people would say, well, go get your own photographer. That's always an option. But if time is important, or if they're really good photos, or they were done at the right time of year when everything just looks so great and the landscaping is all showing wonderful, it may be worth the money. The point is, our agent reached out to the photographer, got permission, sent payment, has written permission to use the photos, and lo and behold, what do we get from the other broker and agent? Hey, you're using our photos without permission. So a real life story is almost always a good idea to demonstrate an important point. One, if you're not going to get your own photos, please make sure if you're pulling them from another source, you have written permission from whoever is the owner, right? And quite often we see this at the MLS level. We see people just going to an old listing and grabbing photos that were on a previous listing. In case you don't, like I do, read the policies and procedures of the MLS and know what the fines and the penalties are, just to spoiler alert, I'm going to tell you, your first offense on photos being used is a $500 fine. So I don't know, do the math. Most of your photographers don't charge $500. So probably money well served. If you don't have permission, just get a new photographer. Okay, I hope that's helpful this week. Hope your January is off to a good start. Running out of time in January, and 2024 is going to be a robust year, so get after it. Talk to you soon.